Part of Crossfire, we have our Red Terran player playing for the clan ZeNEXJ. It is
ZeNEXJJUN.
ZeNEXJJUN. There he is, ZeNEXJ again, another team that has a pretty good amount of players in Code A. He did get to the round of 16 last season.
Yep. Yeah, Jun, ZeNEXJJUN, by the way. His real name is ZeNEXJJUN, so I think I know where he's got his ID from. Oh, they're on the screen anyway. Sweet.
J. Yep. And now his opponent, who we're going to see in just a moment. I hope.
There's a good shot of him.
He's on the map somewhere.
His
APM
headset went red.
Oh,
red
boy.
Headset. Where's the... Up to... Whoa!
Right, there we go. There is our blue Terran player. He is actually the #1 player on StarTale right now, even better than StarTale July. He is none other than the one, the only...
StarTale Bomber.
Yeah, if you ask the StarTale team who's the best on their team, oftentimes they will say it's actually Bomber.
Shockingly, his first time in GSL. It took him this long to qualify, and a very good ladder player too. It was about a week ago after the ladder reset. I looked at his profile. I kid you not, this kid was 85-14.
Oh my goodness.
85-14, and he had a 90% win ratio versus Protoss. A matchup right now that a lot of people would favor Protoss. So Bomber, really good player. His PvP, or his TVT rather, sorry, his TVT is really good too.
Yeah, and actually, let's hold that thought for a moment though, because we actually have both players doing Macaraxes. ZeNEXJJUN has proxied his outside of Bomber's base, and Bomber just has his behind his natural mineral line. So they're both going for a 2 racks pressure.
Interesting.
And both trying to fake 1 racks.
Well, it's all going to come down to control now. I think the macro is going to be about the same for each player. They're going to be able to produce the same amount of Marines. They really should be.
This is going to be really interesting. Because if it comes down to ZeNEXJJUN being defensive, he's not going to be able to get his Marines or maybe Marauders. He's putting a tech lab on his proxy racks. That's interesting. He's not going to be able to get them back to his main from Bomber's natural as easily. Works the other way, though, that he's also going to be better for attacking that sense.
That's right. If Bomber moves out with everything, ZeNEXJJUN can just move the units in from his 1 racks and then bunker up at his main and do presumably pretty well that way, too. So, wow. Who said TVT couldn't be exciting? This game is already a little bit crazy. It's a little bit nuts. That player's name?
No, this match is not nuts anymore. That was last match.
And we don't know yet. It might be.
I was actually telling, there's some guys in the audience from Sweden here, which is awesome. I was telling them at the break earlier that I thought this was going to be one of the more exciting matches, and we are actually seeing a Marauder coming in with an SCV to back up. That Marauder's going to have to turn tail and run because Marines are actually much more cost-effective in DPS than Marauders.
Yeah,
but
SCVs
coming out for ZeNEXJJUN.
Not quite all in, but it looks like he's going to want to set up a nice contain with bunkers. This could go well. It could completely backfire. But the second barracks is right there, so he's going to be able to reinforce very, very quickly.
This is really interesting.
Probably his plan all along.
Now, those Marauders are going to be able to do well against bunkers. They do damage against buildings, but is he just going to run in? Lots of SCVs for both. Bomber with more SCVs, though, has the defensive position, runs into that bunker, and runs back, and...
ZeNEXJJUN.
I think this is really bad for ZeNEXJJUN.
Losing a lot of SCVs there. What's the count right now?
Looks
like
to be
11 to 19 from what I can see.
19 to 11 with Bomber in the lead. This is really bad. ZeNEXJJUN's going to have basically 1 more. He's not even producing harvesters, so it's correct that he is now making harvesters, but I don't know if he's going to try and contain or if he's going to go in for 1 more all-in at this point.
Now, Bomber, in the meantime, is getting his command center, getting another barracks. It will be his 3rd.
Feeling secure.
Yeah, so Bomber's going to be really, really far ahead if he can kind of stay safe, get that expansion going. June has an uphill battle ahead of him. Looks like he may decide to try it again.
An uphill battle.
Oh, never mind. This is it. It's
bit by bit, he's going to try and break that ramp bit by bit.
Our first bit by bit of GSL May.
Sweet.
So exciting.
And he actually has only 5 SCVs at home. Here come the SCVs.
Here we
he
go.
actually, he has concussive shells at least. Hopefully that can help somewhat. I don't think it will though. SCVs coming off. Bomber has the equal amount of SCVs to repair the bunker. All of ZeNEXJJUN's SCVs go down, and the Marines owning the faces of those Marauders. hardcore. He looks like he's going to break the ramp, but I don't think his units are going to survive too much longer.
Yeah, he can just run right past, though. He's going to force the units to come out, but it's going to be plenty.
GG.
That is going to be about it. That one Marauder's like, hey, what's the... Oh, no. Getting late to the party there a little bit.
Wow, and that was a party he kind of wanted to miss, to be honest.
Yeah. Is ZeNEXJJUN actually going to stay in the game? I think he is. Hey, you know, here's what you do, Moltribe. I'm going to teach you something about what ZeNEXJJUN is doing right now. The first all-in fails. The next step, all-in again. The second all-in fails. The next step,
another all-in
again. And if that fails, then well, you're probably out of SCVs by that point, so you do have to GG. But
and then you drop a couple mules and all-in again.
That's right. The mules, of course, can head.
You know, at this point, if we were talking about how, you know, you get eliminated, you go out of Code A, you have to re-qualify again. ZeNEXJJUN does not want to have to do that. He actually was in the Code A last season. He actually eliminated Moonglade and then was eliminated by Rain the next round. He does not want to have to do that again. What?
Bomber. Yeah, those Startail guys.
And that command center is spelled G-E-T-O-U-T.
That's right. You know, the Startail guys never shy about their celebrations or anything. Anyone who's watched the GSTL know that Bomber and Ace love to do a little bit of good-natured ribbing, a little good-natured BM.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly right now, look at the supplies. It is 54 to 27.
What? ZeNEXJJUN's making a command center. Bomber's not having any of it. He says, all right, you're not going to get out. I'm going to force you out. Running with some Marines.
Now,
Concussive Shell's actually doing okay, but not slowing the Marines terribly.
He should be careful, though, because if there's a bunker waiting for it at home, he could do the same thing that June did. He could lose a lot of those units. It'd be pretty tough to lose at this point, but no reason to not be careful. That barracks will go down, though. Bomber take his expansion. You know, I mean, at this point, Bomber can just kind of play with his food, I guess you could say, because June, what's the harvester count right now? Looks like
low to high. 16 to 29.
Yeah, 16 to 29.
So about half.
My screen's a little bit blurry, so the resolution isn't quite as good. It's hard for me to see read the harvester counts on there, so I have to keep asking Moltrap.
That's right.
So that's why I know it's up on the screen. I can see that it's there.
Hopefully you guys are subscribers. You can see the high quality stream, so you can see the food counts yourself.
That's right. If not, don't worry, we'll keep you filled in.
Indeed.
And here comes the army for Bomber. He has had enough of this.
Yeah, he's just going to try and power in here. Got double the Marines at this point. Killing off a lot of his Marines stuck behind, though. Better concave for ZeNEXJJUN. He's actually going to get a bunker up.
Oh, boy, there's a bunker
But no
there.
SCVs. The bunker dies immediately. And there's
hey, look, a mule.
A mule dropping down. Dancing mule! Dancing mule! Oh, goodness.
And Bomber really showing.
GG! Coming from ZeNEXJJUN.
Wow.
Wow.
ZeNEXJJUN. There's Bomber. There's our winner.
About time.
Easily taking down the cheesy play of June. There's June.
Now, what do you think ZeNEXJJUN was thinking getting Marauders? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because Marauders, not the best in those early type of attacks. They build slower. They also can't fire as fast. When it comes to Marines versus the Marauders, the Marines are going to win.
The Marines
do
really well against Marauders.
Really bizarre.
I have no idea what exactly he was thinking about that. Maybe he thought it was going to be a tank rush or a Hellion rush, and he wanted to counter that with having some Marauders in his attack or something like that. And then runs up the ramp, finds a ton of Marines, and continues to make Marauders.
Well,
I don't know.
Huh. You know, here's the thing, though.
The only thing I think of is he wanted to try and take down the bunker really quick.
That could be it, too. That could be the bunker-busting ability of Marauders. But, you know, we saw a really bad game from Nuts, too, at the first game. So you never know. We can't judge June just by this one game. Shouldn't do that.
True enough. True enough.
The next map is going to be Xel'Naga Fortress. So this is one of the newer maps to the GSL.
Yeah.
It's another 3-player map. We're going to take a look at it in a moment when the game begins, which should be pretty soon. It's a very cool map. We saw it in the GSL Team League just recently here.
I like that, how we try out the maps in the Team League so you get a preview for them, and then we see the real game. We're going to get started on the second game. Can he come back?